At the macro level, India's economic narrative is one of immense wealth and rapid expansion. State budgets reflect this scale. In Bihar, the government allocates 65,000 crore rupees annually just to maintain the public education system. But for the millions of people living outside of these financial hubs, that top-line wealth never arrives. The daily experience is defined by a consistent, grinding failure of the very infrastructure those budgets are meant to fund. In schools across the country, massive investment translates into unpainted walls and decaying classrooms, where children spend formative years crowded onto broken wooden desks. The healthcare system mirrors this decay. In public wards, patients lie on bare metal beds in facilities so poorly maintained that there are documented cases of hospital ceilings collapsing while doctors are mid-surgery. It is common to dismiss this as mere incompetence, a simple byproduct of slow bureaucracy or a lack of resources in a developing nation. But the persistence of these failures suggests a different logic. If the systems that could fix poverty stay broken for decades, it implies that a desperate, impoverished population serves a specific function, acting as the raw political fuel for a machine that prioritizes survival over progress. To understand the mechanics of Indian politics, we have to look past the campaign speeches and examine the specific engineered trap that keeps the poorest citizens focused on today rather than tomorrow. This trap functions through a continuous wealth drain. When the state fails to provide basic rights like education and health, poor families are forced into a private market they cannot afford. A single medical emergency becomes a financial catastrophe. Families frequently sell their land or go into lifelong debt to pay for surgeries that should have been covered by the public sector. This visualization shows the result. While private wealth for a small elite accelerates, the cost of basic survival empties the bank accounts of the majority, creating a heavy downward pull on any hope of upward mobility. This constant financial panic shrinks a person's worldview. When every rupee is dedicated to immediate needs, there is no mental or financial room left to think about the long-term health of the nation. A citizen trapped in this cycle is effectively excluded from the democratic conversation. You cannot expect someone struggling to feed their family to cast a vote based on GDP growth or the air quality index. Survival becomes the only metric. When the horizon of your life is limited to the next 24 hours, your political decisions are reduced to whatever offers the most immediate relief. This engineered desperation is precisely what politicians exploit at the polling station. For a corrupt leader, the math is simple. Investing in a functional hospital takes years of effort and accountability. It is much cheaper to hand a desperate voter 500 rupees 2 days before an election. This environment turns democracy into a numbers game. Desperate, uneducated populations are easily manipulated into group frenzies, where individual interests are abandoned for the heat of the crowd. Politicians keep the focus on primal identities, appealing strictly to caste or religion. This ensures voter loyalty without the leader ever having to deliver a single piece of meaningful policy or infrastructure. The individual citizen isn't naturally inclined toward this conflict. These tensions are drawn out by the combination of crushing poverty and political instigation. The payoff for the politician is total. They win the election and then ensure the schools and hospitals remain broken, preserving the very poverty that keeps their power base loyal. Fixing the system is a risk they cannot afford. An educated, healthy electorate is a demanding electorate, one that would stop selling its future for a 500 rupee note. If poverty is the fuel for this machine, then removing it changes the entire dynamic of the democracy. Breaking the trap requires 3 pillars: affordable staples, reliable healthcare, and quality education. When a family no longer fears bankruptcy, their perspective shifts. They move out of a survival mindset and into a stage of long-term planning. A secure citizen can finally afford to be ambitious. They think like an entrepreneur or researcher, transitioning from a system victim to a global competitor. This shift creates an emancipated voter. They are no longer susceptible to bribes or identity-based manipulation. Their vote becomes a calculated demand for performance. Once the electorate stops voting for survival, politicians are forced to compete on the only thing left: their ability to provide actual infrastructure and growth. Reform in India hinges on this shift in leverage. By securing the basic needs of the poor, we change what voters require from their leaders. creating a dynamic where the political system must finally evolve to meet the standards of its citizens.